Hey everybody, welcome to the GMG review. Today I'm taking a look at Steel Rift Close Quarters, a melee rules expansion for Steel Rift that wasn't written by me. It was written by Neil Goodman and Austin Thompson. I consulted on it this time around because they wanted to do something new and different, and my schedule's obviously been super full with all the renovations and stuff I'm doing here and various projects. So they took this one onto themselves, and I could not be more excited. What's great about this is kind of, I think, the path forward for Steel Rift, adding layers of new things you might want to have, as well as new teams, new missions, and new sort of like add-ons to the campaign system. So having written the core rules and the campaign system and team system for the game, the guys at Deathray are basically free to do this, and I feel much better about reviewing things I didn't write and promoting them and getting excited about them, so that means I can do videos like this. So welcome to Steel Rift Close Quarters. It's a game telling the tale of a near paradise turned sour into the many souls left to make the best of a world filled with tantalizing reminders of a more prosperous time. This yearning, or perhaps even desperation for lost greatness, inevitably leads to conflict. The fighting for resources, for their people, or sometimes just to get even, they do with the help of HEVs, massive and mechanical monstrosities, often sporting a deadlier range of weapons on the fringes. Where supplies are scarce, they often turn to age-old traditional melee combat. While it's risky getting in close, the right weapons and upgrades can spell doom and devastation if an opponent is caught unaware. So what's in this box, or in this book, sorry? 11 new weapon systems, 10 new upgrades, 3 new deployment approaches, 3 new missions, and 3 new teams, which will add on to the core rules. Following the team section, we've also provided 3 sample lists for quick builds, each including one of the new teams. Past all these additional rules, we're going to introduce some groups operating out on the edge of the solar system and a trio of linked narrative scenarios they're basically inspired by the lore. So I love this. New setups and approaches, so new deployment styles, open flank, meeting engagement, and clash. So just new ways of deploying overall. And then new mission objectives, security domination in the center, blitz, which is a 5 objective mission, and take and hold, which is a place objective missions. Rules for controlling objective tokens and capturing objective tokens if you're going to try and take them for the missions. And then all kinds of new cool close combat weapon systems. There's an arc gun, combat blade, demolition cutter, a harpoon gun, an impact hammer, a mag tether, a mass tetsubos, like a giant club, mega glaive, plasma blade, pulse salvo, and shock net. Basically, between the weapons on here, anything you can think of modeling onto like a mech style miniature, you can probably have. But of course, Austin has made beautiful new mech miniatures with all kinds of cool weapons, everything from a giant chainsaw to a giant hammer. And all of these new weapon traits will add to it. So things like bulky, so it takes up 2 slots, giant weapons will be bulky. Concussive, which can knock things around. Drag, which allows you to move things. Parry, which makes people reroll dice that don't score 4+. And then reach, when performing a smash order, units within X of the active unit line of sight count as being in base contact. So in addition, during a smash order, once the attack pool has been determined, you can reduce the pool by 1 die to nominate a second unit in base contact. So you can do sweep attacks too. Stagger, which applies -1 modifiers to their defense rolls, and then tether, the unit's targeted by the weapon. It has to basically be stuck to the ground. On a 4+, it gets a tether marker, and they stay in place. And then cool new upgrades too, like coolant tanks to remove redline markers, directional thrusters to dash additional time, and then haptic suits. When performing a return fire, you can reroll all your filled defense rolls, which is cool. It's got the compact rule as well, which means it doesn't take up an upgrade slot. High-speed servos, neural inputs, reduce the damage rating of smash orders by 1, and it's also compact. Claymore armor, reduce the attack pool of incoming smash orders by 1 to a minimum of 1. If a unit equipped with Claymore armor takes structure damage from a smash order, the attack unit immediately is targeted by an engage order with a damage value of 2, 2, 3, 3 in the frag trait. Basically, it's got like directional mines all over it, and if you attack it, it blows you up. And then heavy plating instead of just plating, and extra plating, which adds 2 and 4 armor, but as an upgrade rather than adding your armor slots, so you can basically up-gun or up-armor your melee guys to get them in. And the dash order can be taken by the dash or those upgrades. All these cool, I love these guys. They have kind of like an Escaflowne look to them as well, and they're part of these new team types, like the Berserker team. The Berserker team requires 0 to 2 lights, but you have to have a medium and a heavy, and then you can have up to 3 mediums, 2 heavies, and 0 to 1 ultra heavy as well. They have to have melee weapons, and then the heavies have to have nitro boost, and the ultra heavy has to have heavy plating and a nitro boost, but does not have to have a melee weapon, which is interesting. And then the bonuses are things like you're not taking up slots for your armor and plating, directional thrusters don't take a slot, they can purchase shields for 3 tons, and then nitro boost can be used twice on some of them. And then your agenda is, at the end of the mission, score an additional 1 VP if 40 tons or more of the enemy's HEVs have been destroyed within 18 of the opposing commander's deployment edge, or with a smash. So if you beat them up like in their own deployment zone, or if you kill them with smash orders, then you've done your job. And then a gunslinger team, it's basically like a short range firefighting one. It requires at least one medium and at least one heavy, and they have to have haptic suits, but they cannot have short and melee weapons at all, because you gotta be basically shooting. And then they can do things like all their HEVs return fire generates a red line marker instead of an activation marker, or short X weapons gain +2 to their range. Sorry, may not take a weapon without the shorter melee trait. I got it backwards. Gunslingers are short range gunfighters and have to have either short or melee weapons. So things like tons of frag cannons or whatever, but they gain bonuses to their range potentially just for being bigger. And then they're trophy takers. While any unit in this team is not within 18 of your deployment edge or corner, destroys an HEV of a weight class light or heavy, secretly mark a kill for that unit. If the units in the team of marked a kill are alive within 8 of friendly deployment edges or at the corner of the mission, score a VP. So basically you're trying to like take their heads. You're trying to take them down and then take their heads afterwards. And then the assassination team, it's all light and mediums. They have to have directional thrusters and they have to have melee weapons, but they can't have weapons with reach. And the idea here is they're like a small light unit that will come down and try and eliminate things. At the end of the mission, score VP if the heaviest HEV deployed by the opposing commander has been destroyed by a member of this team. If the opposing commander has multiple HEVs in the same class, select one and then secretly nominate it. So you're trying to assassinate somebody. There's like a special kill you're going after. And these great sort of like pre-made, you can just photocopy it, 200-ton like army list, just ready to go to the box. Freelance one, and then finally a corporate one. So one of each of the factions. And then the watch revealed. So we got some actual neat sort of background stuff in here to give you some idea of what's going on the planet that we're talking about here that has all these melee HEVs. And the mission pack. So you get Operation Sudden Shield. This is the mission pack for the narrative mission, and it's based on that same background. God, the terrain looks great, and so do all the vehicles and stuff too, because this is fully integratable with all the other upgrades. So like the ultralight HEVs, all the vehicles, it all goes together. Operation Vengeful Dagger, you can play through those missions, and that's it. Get your copy today. Yeah, super excited about this. You can also get stuff in the digital archive like blank army lists, blank campaign rosters, quick start guides, demo beginner lists, example lists and tactics, and more. So a nice QR code for this. So this is available at the Deathray booth at Adepticon right now, so you can go check it out. And should be available in Drive-Thru RPG shortly, fingers crossed, but I'll link, if it is, when this goes live, I'll link it in the description, so go check it out. But if you're at Adepticon this weekend, you can go to the booth right now and go grab a copy of this, as well as all the new mechs, which Austin had in stock when I left there on Thursday. So hopefully he still has some. He may have sold a lot of them because there was a lot of people at the booth when I left. So big thanks for watching. Big thanks for Austin putting this together. I think it's a great product. I'm really excited to see it added into the next game. And I got a copy here so that I can put some of my HEVs together and play some games in the near future. So we'll see you next time. Till then, I'm Ash. Apple Gaming.